I'm Tom Garrett. My family has farmed the same land in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley for 4 generations. What I know, I learned from them, and I made this channel so I can share it with you. Let's get into it. The first time I saw food grown without soil, it wasn't in a lab. It was in a windowless room, trays stacked like shelves, nothing but water and light. It didn't look like farming, but it worked. My grandmother would have raised an eyebrow at it. Then she would have asked one question: does it produce? A tray of greens grown indoors, no sunlight, no soil, can produce more usable food in 10 days than a traditional garden bed does in 30, and it can do it every single month of the year. No seasons, no weather, no waiting. That sounds like something modern. It isn't. In 1627, Sir Francis Bacon documented early experiments growing plants in water, what we now call hydroponics. By the 1800s, German scientists like Julius von Sachs and Wilhelm Knopp had already isolated the exact nutrients plants need to grow without soil. And during World War II, the US military grew over 8 million pounds of fresh produce hydroponically on Pacific Islands, places where soil farming wasn't possible. This isn't new. It just wasn't practical at home. Until recently. On this farm, we learned when something becomes simple enough, it stops being a curiosity and starts being a tool. The reason this wasn't taught widely has nothing to do with whether it works. It's economics. Soil is free. Sunlight is free. For most of history, replacing those didn't make sense. But when you're working with limited space, an apartment, a shaded lot, or just wanting year-round food, the math flips. The math on this is simple. If you can produce food every 10 days instead of every 60 to 90 days, you don't need more land. You need consistency. And that's what this system gives you. What I'm going to show you is the simplest version of it. No pumps, no plumbing, no complicated setup. You can build it for about $30. We've been doing this longer than most people realize, just not always indoors. Step 1, the container. You need something that holds water and blocks light. A basic plastic storage bin works fine. Dark color is better. Prevents algae growth. I use a food-safe plastic storage bin with a lid because it's durable and already blocks light. 6 to 10 inches deep is enough. Step 2, the growing platform. You're not planting into soil. You're suspending the plant above water. Simplest way, a foam board or lid with holes cut into it. Net cups sit in those holes. Roots hang down into the water. Top stays dry, bottom feeds. I use standard net cups with a foam board cut to fit the bin, so everything stays stable without needing any modification. Step 3, the nutrient solution. This is where most people overcomplicate things. Plants don't need soil. They need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and trace minerals dissolved in water. That's it. Pre-mixed hydroponic nutrients remove the guesswork. I stick with a simple beginner mix balanced for leafy greens, so I don't have to adjust anything manually. You mix according to instructions, usually a teaspoon per gallon range. My grandfather used to say, if you can measure it, you can manage it. Step 4, light. No sunlight doesn't mean no light. It means controlled time. LED. Grow lights have changed this completely. They use very little power and produce the exact spectrum plants need. I run a full spectrum LED with a basic timer, so the schedule stays consistent without thinking about it. You hang them 6 to 12 inches above your plants. Run them 12 to 16 hours a day. Plug into a basic timer. Set it once. That's your sun. Now, what to grow? This system excels at fast-growing, shallow-rooted crops. Lettuce, ready in 25 to 30 days. But here's where it gets interesting. Microgreens. These are harvested at 7 to 10 days, just after the first leaves appear. Broccoli, radish, sunflower, pea shoots, dense, nutrient-rich, high turnover. One tray can produce half a pound to a full pound every 10 days. That's where the forever part comes in. You don't plant once. You stagger trays every few days. By week 2, you're harvesting continuously. No gaps. Nobody writes this down anymore in a way that makes it feel this simple. But it is. Let me walk you through a real cycle. Day 1, soak seeds. Day 2, spread evenly on your tray or into your net cups. Keep moisture consistent. Day 3 to 5, germination. Low light at first. Day 6 onward, full light. Growth accelerates. Day 10, harvest. Reset. Same system. Same tray. That's not luck, that's the model. Now, about halfway through building this system, most people make the same mistake. They try to scale too fast. Start with 1 bin, not 5. 1. Learn how the water behaves, how fast plants grow, how often you need to top off nutrients. On this farm, we learned. Systems fail at scale before they fail in small. If this is the kind of thing your family never talked about, how to grow food without land, without seasons, that's exactly what this channel is here for. Hit subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. Now, common mistakes. First, too much light, too soon. Seedlings don't need intensity immediately. Ease them into it. Second, stagnant water. Roots need oxygen. Even in a simple setup, you either leave some air gap between water and net cup, or add a small air stone if needed. Third, ignoring cleanliness. No soil means no buffer. If something goes wrong, algae, bacteria, it spreads fast. Rinse your system between cycles. Fourth, growing the wrong crops. Tomatoes, peppers, they can be grown hydroponically, but not in a $30 setup. Start with greens. Win early. Expand later. We've been doing this longer than I've been alive, just in different forms. What's changed is accessibility. Now, here's how to apply this week. Get 1 bin, 1 light, 1 nutrient mix. Choose 1 crop, lettuce or microgreens. Run 1 full cycle. Watch it. Adjust. By your second cycle, you'll understand more than most people who've read 10 books on the subject. On this farm, we don't wait for perfect conditions. We build systems that don't need them. Because once you can grow food without soil, without sun, without seasons, you're not depending on anything outside your control anymore. It's not complicated, it's just consistent. If this changed how you think about growing food, subscribe. Every week we cover one more thing the Garrett Farm figured out. If you're setting this up for the first time, I've listed the exact parts we use down below. Keep it simple. That's the whole point. Happy growing.